for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys, they're all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
You know, I'm just looking at myself on YouTube. I need a bra. Ugh.
Yeah.
Freaking disgusting. Honestly, it's like I'm wearing like a see-through shirt, like I'm going to the Grammys with Kanye or something. Ugh.
Before I get to our day with Luca today,
yeah,
who you'll hear on the station, because I chatted with him and Rob Palinka. You'll hear Rob, a quick chat with Rob at 4, and then a quick chat with Luca at 5.
Okay.
So.
By the way, Rob, I know you're listening right now. Where you get that jacket at, man? Where you get that Fonzie
Everybody's
leather jacket?
talking about the jacket.
Well,
like
it's not
today
just
when
the
I did
jacket.
Around the Horn, all Tony Reali did was talk about the jacket.
I mean, it's first of all, the way he wears it, it's like a lot of people look at it and they're like, what is that, like an extra small? But the thing is, that's the way he wants to rock it. And the way he's got the sleeves pulled up and then the zipper half down, but yet from the bottom zipper kind of half up. Listen, you can, I don't know if everybody loved it. I loved it. And I'd like to go shopping with Rob Palinka if available.
It was giving Zoolander, like total like Zoolander to me.
I thought it was pretty damn cool.
George just went out and bought one, actually.
I would love to buy one.
So would I.
Seriously.
I would too.
It's
I would
really
too.
nice.
Hey, Rob,
and
that's
when you
hot.
see it up close, it smells like fresh Corinthian leather.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I'm telling you right now, it looks like he raided Fonzie's closet, you know?
Isn't it funny how differently the three of them were all dressed?
Yes.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Well, I liked what you were wearing too, George. Very
little cardigan. Yeah.
Very Cubano Mr. Rogers, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
It was just a cardigan. Yeah.
Cubano Mr. Rogers.
Well, I liked it. By the way, George, I can't tell you how many people I run into here in New Orleans, all people that you and I have been colleagues with for 25 plus years. Yeah. And everybody wants to know, how's your boy Sedano doing? How's Sedano? Last night, I ran into a friend of ours. All this guy wanted to do was tell me about Sedano. He goes, I really owe Sedano big. I go, yeah, what'd he do for you? He got me onto one of those, top 10 shows. And those shows, he goes, those shows live forever.
Live forever. Yeah.
So people see me all the time, top 10 moments in Broncos history. And this guy says to me, he goes, if it wasn't for Sedano, I wouldn't have been on that show. And you know who I just ran into who gave me a big hug, although he was smoking a cigarette at the same time and he apologized to me, was our boy Stu Gatz.
Oh, okay.
Who said to me, he goes, how's Sedano? I go, Sedano's great. You know how Sedano is. I go, take a look at him. He's great. I go, did you see the nice new part, that fresh part in the side of his head? Freaking guy's great.
Did you really ask him about if you saw the part?
Well, because I'm just telling everybody, you got to understand how far George and I go back. So when people know that now we are a team, people are sort of weirdly blown away by that,
Yeah.
But what can I tell you, man? We're killing it.
We are killing it, Cappy.
Well, you are. Listen to me. I said this to you earlier.
Survive day to day.
And I don't blame you because if I had your schedule, I'd be on survival mode too. But I said this to you earlier. I'll say it on the air because I want to say it sincerely. I respect the hustle every day. Going out there today to that press conference, you could have watched it. You didn't have to be there, but you wanted to be there. You wanted to be in the middle of the action. And by being there, you being the guy on the ground for our radio station, to get these videos of you and Rob and you and Luka, dude, that is hustle. And as your partner on the air, in particular, besides being your friend, I respect the hell out of your hustle, and we appreciate you getting that content. So good job, man.
Well, he did that, and then he went and did TV, and now he's doing radio, and then he's flying out tomorrow so he could do sidelines.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Very early in the morning. At an ungodly hour.
How early?
It's a 6 o'clock flight through Phoenix to OKC.
Oh, my gosh. They don't have direct flights?
Oh, my goodness.
They do, but it's already booked, and this was a very last-minute addition to my schedule.
6 a.m. flight, so you're at LAX, you're home away from home. In fact, you know what? Hold on a second. Rather than go there at 4:30 in the morning, just sleep there tonight. It's your home away or home. You're home away from home.
Yeah, I know, but there's no bed at my home away from home.
There's got to be a bed somewhere that LAX can accommodate you.
I mean, that would be good. You know, if they could do that, that'd be easier. If I literally could just roll out of bed, brush my teeth, and just get on the plane, would be great.
Yeah.
Now, I am close enough. It's not like I'm that far anyway, but nonetheless, it would be nice, yes.
Don't any of the lounges there have, sleep pods? Because if not, then that's a thing. That should be a thing.
I don't. I think in the international terminal they might, but yeah.
Well, it's still quicker than driving there.
The domestic terminal, yeah. Right. So you're saying I should just they should offer me one of the ones at Bradley?
Well, I mean, George, you have high enough status. You're you fly so much that you practically own a portion of the airline at this point. So I feel they should be able to accommodate that.
I do not.
Which airline?
But it would
Which airline is you own a portion
You've definitely got entrance to all the different clubs.
I have I have the Delta one and I've got the American one. I can buy my way into United if I needed to. Yeah.
Yo, can I borrow some of your Delta points?
Why? For what?
So I can use them for flights?
Yeah, but where?
Well, I want to upgrade to first class. I'm tired of sitting in the back.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They don't have first class in Spirit, Cappy.
Tired of sitting in the back by the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hook a brother up.
Let me join you here on YouTube real quick. Sorry. All
yeah,
right.
I mean,
so, Graham,
you look
if you're
cute
listening,
in that still photo.
I love that picture, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm now on. I'm good.
All right, there you go. Let me take a look at you. Let me take a look at Sedano. I mean, I want him live. I don't want to still. There he is. Look how cute he is today. Do me a favor. Turn to your left, 45 degrees. Just turn your head the other direction, the other left. Look at that part. God, I'm so jealous of that part. I don't have a part. I got this.
Your hair doesn't work for it though.
No, it's Jufro. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I'm glad you're using the ESPN radio setup there.
Looks pretty sharp, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks good. Now I don't have to be out there amongst all the schleppers. You know what I mean?
Everybody's like, "Wow, is Kaplan on the network?"
Yeah, right. And there's a fence in front of it that says ESPN Radio and this big brick pillar, and people can't even come in here unless I tell my security guy, "Hey, let him in." But
you have your own security?
Oh, Lindsay, you got to see what's going on here.
Oh no, he's got the ESPN security. Every time ESPN goes anywhere on remote, there is an ESPN security person there. At least one.
Hey, don't let him in. Keep him out. He can watch from over here, but he ain't coming in. All right?
Yeah.
By the way, George, just so you know, the United Polaris lounges, I know you said you have to buy your way into United, but those do have
I don't have United status.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yeah, those ones have those little bed pods, and I guess they're going to be making them in the Delta one, so soon.
Yeah, they will. Eventually in the Delta 1 lounge, yes. I know. So, but I'm not flying Delta this time around. You can't get to OKC Delta. Anyway, nobody cares about this. Let's talk about Luka.
I think they do.
So Luka
Cappy
probably does.
Here's my kind of overarching thoughts from watching Luka, from talking to Luka. He's still processing this situation. Now, don't get it twisted, okay? I think once he hits the floor, it is on. It's whatever he's processing, that's not going to affect him on the floor. He's a killer.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed fairly obvious if you watched or you listened, or certainly when you were there, that he was stunned by this. And when Brad Townsend, the Dallas reporter, asked him straight up, hey, there's this sense that you would have left. Would you have signed the Supermax? And he's like, yeah, my intention was not to leave. Like that, I still think, and understandably so, is still dealing with the processing part of, man, this is crazy. Like he literally said the last 3 days have felt like a month.
Yeah. Well, let's just slow things down for one quick second and realize something, George. He's a child.
Right,
now,
25, right.
I know, but what I mean by that is this, is that 25 years old, we all look at these guys because they're pro athletes and they make a lot of money, and then we expect them to be adults. And, he's been a star since he's like 15 years old. And he's been in the NBA now. Is this year 7? Check me on that, but I think I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
So at 25 years old, if you're in year 7 and you got to the NBA at whatever it is, 18 or 19 years old, you have grown up in the spotlight. And, oh, by the way, it's kind of hard to grow up because you're not really dealing with what other normal kids your age deal with. And that's okay because there are lots of other pressures, believe me. And 99.999% of kids are not growing up with the pressure that he was feeling. But his pressure was all basketball, and basketball is his love, and it's that God-given gift. But in terms of being a grown-up, he's a young kid. And when you're a star and you're making a lot of money and it seems like everybody celebrates you everywhere you go, and then all of a sudden you get traded unbeknownst to you and the carpet is literally pulled out from underneath your feet, it is like it is a major blow to your ego, number one. Like, wow, how could they trade me? Why would they not want me? What did I do? I mean, that would be a natural reaction.
Of course.
And then the next part of it is, oh, my God, what do I do? I mean, I just get a bag and I get on a plane and I go to L.A. and do I stay with LeBron? Do I stay at the East Central? What do I do?
Yeah, Cappy, I should have told them that your home away from home could have helped him.
George, on the 9th floor at the East Central, there are some fantastic suites. Yeah. And I would be very happy to help Luca if he needs those types of accommodations. It'd be my absolute pleasure to help the young man. I don't know what you think about that. It's an offer. It's out there.
Okay.
I do think
pass
he's probably
that along to his people. Bill Duffy, his agent, is in town, so
okay.
Maybe I'll pass that along.
I kind of figure he's staying at LeBron's. I figure it's like LeBron says, "Yo,
you told me
Luka."
He's staying at a hotel.
Oh, okay. Because I figured they'd be like, Luca, that's Bronny's room. You take the room next door.
No, he's staying at a
Bronny has his own house, doesn't he?
Okay, well then Luca's probably like, hey, Bronny, can I crash with you so we can play video games at night?
Right?
He's actually probably going to be your neighbor at the East Central.
Yeah.
All right, Cappy, so let's get into this a little more.
I want to hear all about it.
Let's get into more of the press conference. Also, AD spoke for the first time today in Dallas.
Right.
And I want to hear from him, so we'll have that coming up in just a sec. Again, Rob Palinka, 4 o'clock, Luca Donćić, 5 o'clock. But first, let me tell you, tackle that age-old question. What do I get my significant other for Valentine's Day? Well, don't stress. I got the answer for you. Send foolproof flowers from the Books Company and wow your Valentine. And you can get 25% off your entire purchase. Just use the promo code ESPN. Books makes it simple. Choose the Quickie Book. With the click of a button, you get their best-selling bouquet right on time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie they'll brag about for weeks. Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go for their flower subscription. It's the #1 life hack. And you can be the hero every month. You really can't go wrong. Books aren't just flowers, guys. They're flowers cut fresh from where they grow the best. Some even on the side of a freaking volcano, man. They'll be blown away by how stunning these flowers are. They last forever. Ours lasted over a month. Cappy's gave Rachel some, and they lasted since Christmas. They just threw them out recently. So Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. So don't fumble the flowers, man. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN for 25% off. Books, promo code ESPN.
LeBron.
Here's LeBron down the middle with a thunder dunk.
Luca.
This for me is a fresh start. I get to play in LA. The fans are amazing. I got the ocean here, so it's a really big thing for me.
Lake Show. Let's go.
I getting to play for the Lakers, and everybody can say that. And many, many legends pass here, many, many championships. So that's my goal.
This is the home of LeBron, Luca, and the Lakers. 710 ESPN.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to. Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves. They're just people who buy from people, and they'll provide you a custom solution that works for your needs. They offer and will buy with cash, and they close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending any money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out. And there are no agents, just a great offer and an easy experience that will give you the peace of mind so that you can walk away happy. So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no-obligation offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Plan your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Pechanga has world-class resort amenities, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, and 24/7 gaming excitement. The immense casino floor and 1,100 rooms and suites makes Pechanga one of the largest in the country. Skip the traffic, head for Pechanga Resort Casino off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations.
Hey, it's Mace. As LA deals with tragedy, our friend Jacob Amrani has a special message for you.
Wildfires can leave lasting scars on our families, our homes, our communities, and our peace of mind. Navigating the recovery process is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Jacob Amrani, and my team and I are here to help ensure you're treated fairly and get the resources you need. Call us for a free consultation and let us help you rebuild with confidence.
Call Jacob.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
All right, Sedano and Cap with you here. What's on tap today on 710 ESPN? Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Lakers Clippers coverage begins on 710 at 5:30, so a short show for Cappy and I. And, of course, on the all-new ESPN LA app as well. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. All right, so real quick, Cappy, as we were just kind of talking about the Luca press conference today, I think people have gotten the sense of, and maybe, you sense this too, like I've been around Luca enough where I've seen Luca in front of cameras and away from cameras. Sometimes when I get him in those settings right after a game, he's a little looser because he's just out of the moment, you know what I mean?
Not because he's drinking beer right after the game?
No, dummy. I mean like the adrenaline rush of playing a game.
Oh.
But what I would say is that he's pretty buttoned up in those press conferences. Like he didn't give you a ton in that press conference outside of that one moment when the Dallas reporter asked him. I got the sense, though, that he is clearly motivated. And, look, I know the type of player he is and person he is. I told you yesterday. He's going to want to put up 70 against Dallas on April 9th when they go back there. And when they come here before that in a couple of weeks, he's going to want to put up 70 against those guys. Hell, he may have to, depending on what this roster looks like. But I think that fans got a chance to really get a glimpse of the guy who could be the face of this franchise for a decade.
You used the word could. I'll use the word should. You said it yesterday. You said it well. The Lakers now need to do everything they can do organizationally to show this young man that they are serious about winning championships. He's the centerpiece of it. And when you're the centerpiece, that means they've put other stuff around you. And so, could be the face of the organization for the next 10 years, but absolutely 1,000% should be, because we'd all been talking about what happens in the post-LeBron era, and we now know what, I'm going to again use the word should happen in the post-LeBron era.
Right. Sorry.
You talk about motivated. I'm curious, though. Let me dig in on that word a little bit. Motivated to play really well against his former team? Okay, that a lot of guys are motivated by that, right? Or motivated in some other way? Because I know how I think I would be motivated if I were in his shoes.
Okay, and how would that be?
Well, the first thing I'd want to do is I want to prove to everybody how absolutely wrong you are about me.
Right. Well, it'd be a little tougher with you because of the visceral fat.
True, but I will say this. It is true. And by the way, George, remember my whole thing last year? I take a birthday picture, no shirt, kind of show off where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks on my birthday, I'm going to tell you right now, no picture.
Oh, wow.
There'll be no pictures this year.
Not even the see-through one?
Only because, Lindsay, there's more, and I would say significantly more visceral fat this year than last year.
Cap, you got to just own it,
I know.
Own it and be like, this is who I am, and I feel good about it. You have nothing
But
to be ashamed
you
of.
could use it as motivation, too.
Progress, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, let me just say about
Cap,
motivation.
you got nothing to be ashamed of, just saying.
Yeah, Lindsay, I this morning I looked at myself in the mirror.
You don't look bad for a 54-year-old.
Wait, but nearly 55.
Right.
Almost 55. How's Benny doing in the background? Is he
I
good?
don't know. Something's going on. Like, either it's probably like the Amazon guy or the UPS guys at the door or something. He's not happy right now.
See, for me, it's always the guy who comes and cleans the hot tub, which, by the way, I don't know why I have a guy who cleans the hot tub. I don't even use the hot tub. So it's clean. That's number one. Or the guy who comes and cuts the grass. Dog goes crazy on that guy, too.
Yeah. Gardeners forget it.
Yeah. Well, he wants to eat those guys. The only problem is now he doesn't bite anybody, Jack. He just gums everybody.
Right, yeah.
Poor little guy has lost so many teeth. Yeah. We're on borrowed time with that guy now. So,
All right. So anyway, you were saying
motivation. Let's go back to the word motivation.
Luka's got motivation. Yes.
If I'm Luka,
and he, by the way, his own words, motivation.
If I'm Luka, I'm not motivated to put up 70 against the Mavericks. I mean, I'd like to. I'm motivated to stick it to the Dallas Maverick organization for the things that they have said about you on the way out the door. I want to prove them wrong.
Right.
I want to, and by the way, listen, and I'm going to say this to you, and you and I have talked about what his body looks like. You could take Luka, you could have him work out every day with LeBron.
Yeah.
You could have him eat every single thing that LeBron eats and not 1 calorie more than LeBron. And in a year, Luka will not look like LeBron. His body is just different.
Genetically different, yes.
That's it.
LeBron is an Adonis. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like look, there's a soccer analogy, right? Messi and Ronaldo are two of the greatest to ever do it. They certainly don't look the same. Ronaldo is like LeBron. Like he's got like a 12-pack. You know what I'm saying? Like an 18-pack. And Messi doesn't. He's more like Luka in that sense.
I gave you guys this yesterday. It's like Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods in their prime. Tiger Woods was ripped. Tiger Woods looked like he could go out and play defensive back in the NFL. And Phil Mickelson looked like he should be playing center in the NFL.
Right.
So certain people's bodies are just the way they are. It doesn't mean that Luka couldn't lose weight. But here's the thing. If he lost 15 pounds, I ask this question. How much better would he be? My answer is, I don't know. I mean, if you told me he lost 15 pounds and he says, hey, I feel better, I feel lighter, I'm getting up and down the floor better, I'm shooting better late in games, okay, great, then it worked. But if he lost 15 pounds and for some reason he feels like he's not as strong as he was or he doesn't move as well,
Correct.
whatever.
Right.
My point is that if I were Luka, I'm going to stay to the Dallas Mavericks. You made a mistake, and the mistake wasn't just trading me. The mistake was what you said about me on the way out the door.
Yeah.
So for anybody that was worried that I was going to eat my way out of this league or drink my way out of this league, you got the wrong guy. Because I'm not going to eat or drink anything until I win some championships.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, on the other side, I want to talk about the AD portion of this. And again, Rob Palinka, 4 o'clock, Luka at 5 o'clock, my conversations with them. But I want to get into the AD portion of this and also what moves can be made, because Rob, I thought, was incredibly transparent about all that. But first, let's talk PrizePicks, Cappy.
Let's do it.
Listen, PrizePicks is the place to get sports action here in the state of California. It's very simple. Download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play, you get a $50 bonus. You can win 1,000 times your money in as easy as 4 plays, man. And by the way, when you win, you can get your money back in as little as 15 minutes. So, Cappy, what do you got today on PrizePicks?
So I'm trying to, I sort of want to load up for the weekend, for the big game, because I know this, that you get that Patrick Mahomes free square, and all they're asking you about Patrick Mahomes is, will he pass for more than half a yard? That's a free square. That's an automatic. It's a given. So if you're only going to play 2 players, you take Patrick Mahomes for the free square, and then you got to put him together with somebody, and that's a 3-1 score for you if you win it. I'm trying to figure out, George, because I've been talking a lot this week to people that are down here about the Philadelphia offensive line and an injury to a guard, and that means that the center would have to move and they got to bring in another body, and how could that possibly impact Saquon this weekend? So I haven't made a play today in the NBA, even though I probably should. I should probably make a play tonight in the Laker-Clipper game. And who's Dallas got tonight, George? Do you recall off the top of your head? Okay, doesn't matter.
Sixers, maybe, I want to say?
Yes, I think you're right. I think Philadelphia. That's exactly right. So I'm kind of thinking that play against the Lakers and against Dallas or players on those teams. So I haven't made my official play yet. Stand by, everybody.
Yeah,
my prize picks are coming your way.
A good play for the Sixers, I would
Which
say.
one?
Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
Yeah, he's balling out.
I like that you're giving me that one. Okay.
So there you go. So
take a look at that.
Download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. And again, you can get your money as quick as 15 minutes once you got the cash in the account. So use the PrizePicks app. PrizePicks, run your game.
Somehow, some way, the superstars end up in Los Angeles.
You don't come here for nothing else than championship, so I have everything left to prove, so the goal is to win the championship.
Welcome home, Luka.
Back to Luka. Luka step back, another 3. Hit it again. And Luka has swished 2 threes.
What does this mean for the Lakers' chances at another chip? I guess it's time to find out.
Luka still dribbling, wide open for 3. Good.
It's a gift. We're talking about a 25-year-old that is top 3 player in the universe.
I get to play in the greatest club in the world, and I'm excited for this new journey.
I can't think of a more amazing starting point to build a roster for the next decade, and I know he has the drive to win that we have here. Our fans are going to see that every night on the court.
This is the home of the Lakers and the new home of Luka. 710 ESPN.
And it is Island Super Week on 710 ESPN. Callers number 7 and number 10 right now. You get to pick a square on our Island Super Square board for your chance to win fabulous prizes from Island's restaurants. Island Boy. Who has the coldest beer in town? Of course, our favorite Island's restaurants with those frosty mugs of beer paired with the best burgers and fries. It's time to visit paradise. Callers number 7 and 10 and keep listening for your chance to win on 710 ESPN.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is changing the game in pediatric heart care? They've invented a cardiac stent that grows with the child, dramatically reducing the need for repeated surgeries. Imagine fewer hospital stays, less pain, and more time for kids to just be kids. Their heart transplant success rates are among the best in the country. When it comes to pioneering heart care that puts children first, CHLA isn't just leading, they're revolutionizing the field.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could beat lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
All right, Sedano and Cap, good to hear Cappy's out in New Orleans, and I'm home today. Cappy, tomorrow I'll join you for the first hour. Lindsay, who's going to be in tomorrow?
Wait. I'm going to tell you who's going to be in tomorrow.
Oh.
Lindsay, unless you want to have the honors.
She is on the phone, but if you want to go ahead and let Sedano know, Cap.
Let me tell you, George, tomorrow, our friend and colleague, the big CY, the president of the local chapter of the Handsome Man community, Clinton Yates will be in. And, you know, Clinton and I have been spending some time together.
Yeah.
Talking about his new show that debuts the day after the Super Bowl, so this upcoming
I saw
Monday.
him yesterday, as a matter of fact. The big
so
I was at
Clinton
the
is
Mina
getting ready.
Kimes, podcast for the LA Wildfires. Remember, we had Mina on last week.
Oh, did you make it there last night?
I did. I went for a little bit. It was great. I saw CY. I got to meet the little CY.
Oh, the little CY is adorable. Oh, my God. That little baby is adorable.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Clinton is getting ready to start his new national show on ESPN Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we, as his friends and colleagues locally, we're excited for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been talking to him a lot about what he's going to do with the show and how he wants it to sound and everything else.
Correct.
And I said to him, I go, listen, you got to come in for George while George is out this week.
Now, by the sound, is that a way for you to say there needs to be more you on the show?
Well, not
Since
just
it's
more
Clinton
me.
and friends.
I mean, clearly you understand where my head's at, number one.
Yeah.
But I've also been selling him on some other thoughts on this whole new show of his.
Well, before you tell us about those sales elements you're selling him on.
Yeah.
I just want to let people know we're going to get to the AD sound from Dallas here in a second and what Palinka said about the moves moving forward. But it is Super Week, Cappy, on 710. Thanks to our friends at. This is where you chime in, Cappy.
Oh, Island Boys.
Yeah. For our Super Squares, listen for the cue to call for your chance to get a square on our. Your turn.
Oh, on our Island Boys.
Super Sport and win fabulous gift cards from
Islands.
Yeah, during Sunday's game. Brought to you by our friends at
Islands
Restaurants. Time to visit paradise. So you
right.
All right, go ahead, Cappy.
I'm an island boy.
So you were saying about Clinton. Yes, you're giving him your own thoughts on the sound of the show.
Correct.
Beyond just having Cappy on the show.
Correct. That's right on all counts. But more importantly, tomorrow and on Friday, while you are out covering the NBA, as you normally do.
Well, Friday I will be back. I will be doing the full show on Friday.
Oh, I thought you were out on Friday.
Yeah, there's been a change in the schedule. I can't really go into details, but let's just say I'm going to be here in L.A. on Friday because I am.
But Clinton will also be in, so it'll be a
we're
three-man
going to do a three-man weave. Yeah.
Maybe you guys should take the show and I should take the day.
I mean, you can if you'd like.
Nah, I'm going to be here the day before the weekend of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you just gave me 2 days that you need, so.
You know, I really have a big problem with people who take their birthday off.
But you did it.
But it
Wait,
just
you
so
said
happens,
that every year, but yet you take it off.
Every
well,
year.
I can't help the fact that my birthday falls on President's Day.
No, but I get that. But I think you took it off last year too, didn't you?
Well, I can't help the fact that my girlfriend told me I had to take the day off.
Didn't you the year before that too?
Well, that may have happened.
By the
that
way,
year also.
you told me that your son Justin walked in to let you know that Luca had been traded to the Lakers, and you were sitting there watching a movie with Rachel. How did Rachel react to you having to then all of a sudden focus your attention on the Luca situation, even if it's just for a few minutes, and not the movie?
She was not happy because I had to pause the movie, and we were right in a very intense scene. And I wonder, because Anthony Davis has said that he had watched the Lakers beat the Knicks.
Yeah.
He had sent a text to all the Laker teammates.
Right.
And he and his wife were watching a movie when JJ and Rob called him to tell him about the trade.
Right.
Well, now you just explained the whole sound clip, so we don't have to play it.
Oh, well, I wonder if he was watching the same movie that I'm watching. Because I was watching a movie, George, called Honora. Have you heard of Honora?
I've not heard of Honora, no.
Honora is an Academy Award-nominated film.
Yeah. No, you did. You mentioned this yesterday.
Yeah, and I'll make it simple for you.
Yeah.
It's about this smoking hot stripper girl who meets up with this guy who's the son of a Russian oligarch.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care about anything. He's into partying and video games and just living the Playboy life. And she actually thinks that he fell in love with her. And once the father finds out that they got married in Vegas, all hell breaks loose.
Oh, okay.
And it's worth seeing. And I wonder if AD was watching the same film that I was watching.
All right, so let's hear from AD as opposed to Cappy's version of it.
I was shocked. Everyone else? Like I said, I didn't know. I was actually at home about to watch a movie with my wife and got the phone call. So I had no idea. I just sent the team text about congratulations on the win against the Knicks, big win, and then looking forward to Tuesday's game against the Clippers as far as standing purposes. And then found out like an hour later I was no longer with the team. So I was in shock, obviously. I had no idea that it was happening. But now it's I'm kind of over it and just kind of getting ready to play with Dallas.
What was that initial conversation like with Nico? Obviously, you have a history with him and J. Kidd.
Yeah.
Just about the opportunity you have here.
Yeah. Obviously excitement. Nico believes in me, what I can add to this team. I'm not going to put everything that we talked about out there, but we're both, extremely excited about what we can do, and I think we have a great opportunity to win a championship.
You know how annoyed I get when we play sound bites with 500 basketballs bouncing in the background.
I like it. It adds ambiance.
I agree, and I also think, but I thought it was very clear even despite it.
I just always find it to be very muffled with the squeaks and the balls bouncing. And to be honest with you, now that I look back on everything that I said, where you said that I kind of gave away the soundbite, kind of glad I did.
All right. Well, anyway.
A lot of people couldn't understand a word he said.
Look, we're going to hear from Rob Palinka here shortly and my conversation with him. But I am super excited to see what AD does because I feel like real basketball fans know what AD does. But I feel like you talked about this a little yesterday. The narrative had changed. I feel like the casual fan had been, because the narrative which was hijacked, he doesn't play, this, that, and the other. You got into a fight with an old buddy of yours on the radio about it. People don't realize he's played in like 90-something% of the games the last 2 years.
Right.
I am curious to see how that works out for him over there. I mean, those fans are still really mad, and I understand why they're mad. I mean, people are canceling their season ticket packages. They're getting refunds for it.
By the way, shame on them.
Yeah, I think that's pretty weak, personally.
Shame on those people. Listen, shame on those people for canceling their – listen, I'm not a season ticket holder, okay? I don't spend $15, $20 a year on season tickets, so I'm not going to tell you how to do your deal, but I will just say this. You're either a fan of the organization or you're not.
Correct.
Okay? And just because the organization makes an organizational decision doesn't mean, in my opinion, you should go canceling your season tickets. Like, not everybody's always happy with everything that their team does, or in many cases doesn't do. And I was like, come on, Mavericks fans. Really, guys?
I have a question about like the AD sound or just talk. The first time he's talked since the trade, Is it normal? Like, I know that the Lakers often will have a big press conference, especially for a guy like Luka, but, like, why didn't Dallas have an intro press conference for AD?
I don't know. That's not necessarily the way. Every team does these things differently.
Because they don't get show business, Lindsay, baseball.
But I feel like if you want this guy to feel like he's the big guy and you want to make a big deal out of it, wouldn't you want to welcome him with a press conference?
Sure, but they're on the road, so that's
but
also
they can still do that, can't they?
No, you don't want to. You're not gonna have a road like the Sixers aren't gonna provide them. I guess they could if you wanted to, but like that's not customary.
So do you think then they'll have one when they get back home, or no?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Depends on when they're back. I don't know when they're back at home. So
okay.
Here's another thing from the soundbite, though. I just want to get you guys' thoughts on this. You ready?
Yeah.
The one thing he said was, he goes, I was in shock at the beginning. And listen, Anthony Davis is 31 years old. He's got a wife. He's a little bit older and a little bit more mature than Luka. But it's still shocking. When he got traded from New Orleans, he wanted out. He was asking for it.
Correct.
So he got what he wanted. This was something where he had no idea. So a very shocking development for this guy. But when he said something interesting there was, I'm over it. What do you guys think he meant by I'm over it?
He's over the shock?
It's time to move on. It's time to start. It's time to start the business with the Mavericks, man.
Turn the page.
Okay. All right. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that, young D. I'm feeling it. George, I'm over it. What do you mean?
It's that. It's just he's ready to move on. Like, it's time to play ball. Like, he's got a game tonight. If he can, to focus on his teammates and stuff. Like, I mean, I would imagine he's going to play pretty soon here, too. So,
for me, you guys know I like to look a little deeper into these things. And you know that I'm a natural-born skeptic, of course.
Yeah. How about you tell us after we hear from Rob Palinka on the other side?
Oy vey.
You know what I mean?
I got
we got to go to break,
here.
bro.
All right, go to break. Let's go.
I mean, you're all hanging out having beignets. I got to look at the clock around here. Okay.
I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget.
Yeah,
what
please
did
do
AD
that.
mean?
Yeah, what did AD mean?
What did AD mean?
You tell us what you're like. Remember the old Johnny Carson bit, Karnak?
Yeah.
You can be Karnak. Go get yourself a Karnak bit.
Okay.
All right. Real quick, Cappy. I am headed to my home away from home, LAX, tomorrow morning, bright and early. Changes arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers' time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And, of course, a new facility will have all the major rental car brands under one roof for when your friends and family come to visit. And in the future, if you're local, you don't even need a car to get to LAX. The People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. And that means you take the Metro station right to the Century station, or the Metro right to the Century station, and then the People Mover train will pick you up right there, take you right to your terminal. For more information, go to their website. Check it out, flylax.com for more info. That's flylax.com.
LeBron.
Here's LeBron down the middle with a thunder dunk.
Luca.
This for me is a fresh start. I get to play.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Sylmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
I want to thank them. Without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. Little help like you guys asked for. I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath, and I'm from Sylmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Savvy software developers
and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, just 90 minutes from wherever you are. Mateo's in the house.
Yo, Mateo.
Real quick. Hold on.
What's up, Mateo?
Hi, Mateo.
Mateo, what's going on, man? We going to get some pizza or what?
Oh, what's that?
You want to get some pizza, Mateo?
Mateo, they're talking to you. He's eating ice cream.
Wait, Mateo, hold on. You eating a chocolate ice cream cone? Oh, and Mom is showing everybody he's wearing that Dodgers jersey. Mom's going to choke him if he doesn't show that Dodger jersey to everybody.
Hey, like Mateo, did you get the ball in your last game this time?
Oh, no, when you were playing football? No, but how many three-pointers did you make the other day at the basketball game?
3.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Hey,
That's
Mateo,
awesome.
you ought to change your number right now to 77. You won't let anybody take 77.
Who is, Mateo, who's the newest Laker?
Luca.
Yeah, Luca. Yeah, you excited to see Luca play as a Laker? You got to say it. People can't see you.
No, I can. He doesn't need to say anything. I'm just watching him on YouTube.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right. Well, see you later, bud.
I want that ice cream cone he's got. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
That is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, just 90 minutes from wherever you are. All right. Linz, did you have something?
I was going to tell you guys about Tom Brady.
That's what we needed to know?
Oh, what did he do?
Well, the NFL is lifting the broadcast restrictions on him for the Super Bowl. So you know how it was like, he can't go to any of the production meetings.
Right, he can't do the meetings.
Can't talk to the teams or anything. They're lifting it temporarily just for the Super Bowl. So he's going to be able to participate. So maybe we'll get a crisper, more thorough, better prepared Tom Brady for the Super Bowl broadcast.
Doubt it. I doubt that.
You don't think so? You don't think it'll help?
Nope.
I mean, he needs all the help he can get.
I mean, you guys are Brady haters. I'm a Brady lover.
I wouldn't say I'm a Brady hater. I just am objective.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you're not.
I don't know about that.
You love
either.
him. He literally can do no wrong for you.
Well, none yet. He can't do any wrong yet.
I mean, a lot of people do say that these restrictions limit his effectiveness as an analyst, which, I mean, you kind of have a point with that. There's only so much you can say, right?
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it definitely plays a role.
Okay. Well, who cares, honestly? Like, nobody cares about this stuff.
I do.
Like, I don't think the audience at large cares. Like, they just think either you're good or you're bad. And I would say, to Lindsay's point, I would say the majority of people don't think he's very good yet.
Oh, yeah? I would say the majority.
Why are you laughing, Cap?
I just, because honestly, the one thing I can tell you guys is I don't even care who's broadcasting the games. Honestly. Like, you could give me, I don't know, give me just a random team on Fox and they can call the Super Bowl and be like, it doesn't matter. I'm watching the game no matter what.
and whoever he does the games with.
Now, I love Spiro.
Spiro Deeds?
Yeah, Deeds. Good Deeds. Spiro Deeds. Thunder Deeds. Spiro Deeds.
Deeds.
Yeah. I mean, you could give me
maybe
Spiro and Adam Archuleta.
we can have your friend from MLB Network, Grant
Assminger.
Amsinger. Don't you guys know how to say his name properly?
Assminger.
All right, listen, enough. Let's get to Rob Palinka. People were expecting Rob Palinka here. All right, earlier today, Rob Palinka and I chatted right after their press conference about adding Luka. Very quick conversation, just a couple minutes about adding Luka. LeBron's, I guess, role with Luka now that they're teammates, or just the way he felt about it, and what is next for the Lakers from a roster building standpoint.
All right, we're here with Lakers Vice President of Basketball Operations and General Manager Rob Palinka. So, Rob, you mentioned during the press conference about the potential snags that could have happened when you met with Nico Harrison. Talk to me about the range of emotions, though, that you were going through while all this is transpiring over several weeks.
I think with any trade, especially a trade as historic as this one, there's going to be a lot of things that come up from the time you begin talking till you complete. Things that sometimes you don't feel like you're going to be able to overcome. A deal will die for a number of days and then come back to life. So during that, your emotions, you're kind of in the in-between, because trading away players it's heart-wrenching as a GM, especially someone like Anthony Davis, Max Christie. So you're thinking about that possibility or that loss, which is its own emotion, and then you're trying to also think about the possibility and the excitement of the future if you get the deal done. So you're kind of torn in between those two emotions of like hope and future and celebrating versus loss and grieving. And that's a really complicated place to be.
Well, and then the angst potentially of what if this gets out, right? And then everything could go haywire at that point.
That too. So I think it's very rare for, a deal of this magnitude to stay owner to owner, GM to GM, and in this case it did. And some people have said, oh, that's old school. That's how business used to be conducted, but it was clean, and I think that was just best for everybody involved.
Yeah, and a testament, obviously, to you, your organization, and them as well. I don't think there's any doubt. In regards to the basketball part of it now, so now you have this canvas of trying to fill these holes. Where do you start, I guess?
Well, we have a couple days left with the trade deadline, and we'll still continue to look. We have a need for a big. Right now, the market for bigs is really dry, so I wouldn't expect anything incredible. That's probably something more we'll have to address in the off season, realistically. But there'll be buyout guys, around the margins trades that we'll look at. But I think long term, we want to build a roster around JJ's basketball and coaching philosophy, and long term, again, around Luka and how he plays and his gift sets.
What was LeBron's reaction to all this once you got a chance to actually talk to him?
Yeah, I think that's a question for him to answer. I think he has been incredibly professional the whole way. And I think he's poured so much into this game. Like, for me to see him mentoring not only our players, but his son. And now he gets a chance to mentor a 25-year-old that could be one of the all-time greats. I always say if you come into the game and you leave it in a better place than it was when you started, that's a legacy, and clearly that's what he's done.
And then lastly, you started to allude to it about kind of the range of emotions you were dealing with, but just some thoughts on what Anthony Davis meant to this organization and even, Max Christie, et cetera.
I think Anthony Davis, it starts with his character. He's one of the most high-character individuals I've ever worked around. That starts with being a husband in the home, a dad to his kids. He's just an unbelievable human being and happens to be one of the best basketball players in the world. That was a critical part of us being able to raise banner number 17, and so we're forever grateful for him. And then Max Christie, of course, a player that I drafted, and we were able to develop and give him a contract and pay him. So he's off to a fantastic start, and wish him nothing but the best.
Well, Rob, congratulations on getting the deal done, and we're looking forward to seeing Luka on the floor. Thanks again.
Thanks, George. Good to see you.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. I was wondering. I thought Rob might have gone for the old, he's a great basketball player, but he's even a better human being. I thought we were headed down that road. Okay. I will say this, though. Universally, whether you were Dave McMiniman, who you know how much I love Dave, Mike Trudell, who I'm very much in a deep loving relationship with now, George, it seems like everybody universally really did love and respect Anthony Davis. He made it, or so it seems, because I wasn't in the locker room every night. He made guys' jobs relatively easier by being respectful and willing, So good to hear Rob, mention all of the positive attributes for AD on the way out the door. But by the same token, I think we're all probably feeling the same way, which is I think the Lakers got the better end of this deal.
Yes, as well. Maybe not in the exact short term, because you don't know what you're going to be able to get in regards to fill out the rest of this roster. But certainly in the long term, there is no question.
You asked him the question about, you used the word the canvas. You said, there's this canvas now, and you got to fill a bunch of these holes. When you say holes, plural, he right away goes to big man, and he said it, and he said it to you, and he said it in other places. There's not exactly, Shaquille O'Neal out there that's just readily available, and, given what the Lakers actually have to trade, even if there was, they might not be able to get him. But you used holes other than center. More?
Yeah, I think, honestly, they still need guys who can defend the perimeter. You know what I mean? Like, Max Christie is not a small piece of the puzzle. They were 15-8 with him starting, and he had become a very reliable 3-and-D player for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any clue at this point. Today is February 4th. They've got 2 days. If they're going to find a serviceable, I'm not going to put it past them, by the way, because this trade shocked everybody, and I didn't know that they could do it, pull it off, or had it in them. So I'm not going to close the door on the opportunity that between now and the end of the trade deadline, they might be able to. But if they can't, in the buyout market, there might be a player that could be available that could fill.
I think the buyout market may be more fruitful for the Lakers than the trade deadline, is what I would say to fans, is don't put all your eggs in the basket of February 6th or whatever it's going to be. March 1st, like up until March 1st, like that is where you really need to look in that bin. Although that bin is not some sort of panacea either, but I think that you could potentially find a couple of useful players there.
Nice word, by the way. Panacea is a great word. Most of us don't ever use it, and even when we do, we probably don't use it correctly. Nice job by you.
Yeah.
The other thing that just kind of struck me, and I know it's a short, visit with Rob, but, how did LeBron react? And he won't say anything like, oh, LeBron was happy. Because if he says LeBron was happy, then he's put words in LeBron's mouth.
Correct, and you don't do that.
And it
Smart.
could be.
I mean, listen, Rob was an agent, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
he understands. I mean, listen, you got to know where your bread is buttered, and he could have very easily have said, George, LeBron was stoked because he knows Luka's game, and knows how these guys will be able to play together. Or he could have said, he was shocked and caught off guard, but he didn't. He said that's for LeBron to answer. Because if he does answer it in a certain way and LeBron isn't happy with the answer, who knows what he might have to deal with. But what he did say, which, by the way, I think we can kind of all put two and two together here, LeBron has had the chance to mentor a lot of guys, and now he's got a chance to mentor another guy. Right. Hands-on mentorship. And to me, he didn't have to say it, but I think I can kind of take away from it. LeBron was probably pretty happy about this move.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any question about that if I had to guess. But look, Cappy, let's do this. Let's have more of this conversation on the other side because I do want to know I want to get into kind of what the LeBron-Luca partnership could actually look like. So let's get into that on the other side. If you missed our conversation with Rob Palinka, obviously you could subscribe to the Sedano and Cap podcast. It's on our YouTube channel. It's on all our social channels as well. You can find it there. So it's cool. It's good stuff. And, if you want to kind of listen to it more than once or you didn't get a chance to really hear it intently, you can find it in any of those locations. Also, the Luca conversation at 5 o'clock. So make sure you stay tuned for that if you're going to be in your car at that point. All right, Cappy, let's get into kind of this Luca-LeBron partnership next.
Somehow, some way, the superstars end up in Los Angeles.
You don't come here for nothing else than championship, so I have everything left to prove.
With the devastating fires that have struck Southern California, there are options for you if you're dealing with food insecurity. It is the LA Regional Food Bank. You can go to lafoodbank.org/fire. We are also looking for collections from you. All kinds of stuff needed for people that are dealing with the fire right now. Please join us in helping our friends and neighbors who are dealing with this tragedy.
This new journey.
I can't think of a more amazing starting point to build a roster for the next decade. And I know he has the drive to win that we have here. Our fans are going to see that every night on the court.
This is the home of the Lakers and the new home of Luca. 710 ESPN.
NextGen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Clogged drain? No problem. Call NextGen today to book your $88 drain cleaning. That's right. For just $88, you'll receive a professional drain cleaning to keep your home flowing smoothly all season long. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN for your $88 drain cleaning.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGen.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Start spinning today for the chance to redeem some sweet prizes. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus TNCs apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah. My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
All right, Sedano and Cap with you here, Cappy. We just heard from Rob Palinka. Again, if you missed it, check it out on the YouTube channel. Check it out on all the ESPN Los Angeles social media accounts. And, it's on my Instagram, I think, too, now.
I just posted it on my story. By the way, I'm a little jealous that I wasn't there with you today because on the day of the draft, remember, George, Jared Verse was drafted by the Rams.
Right.
And you and I had the opportunity to talk to Jared Verse immediately when he arrived in L.A. So you were on one side, I was on the other side, and Verse was in the middle, and we ping-ponged the guy, right?
Yeah.
The fact that I was not there today to talk to Rob Palinka leaves one critical question unanswered. Thoughts, feelings, feedback, any information, any
you probably would have asked him about his jacket.
Thank
That's
you,
my
baseball.
guess.
Thank you, Lindsay Baseball.
Yeah.
That is a question that should have been asked and answered. Because most of us would like to know. Rob, where'd you get it, buddy?
You have asked him, what are you wearing?
I wouldn't have asked him who you were wearing. I'm not into that question.
Okay.
I would have just said, yo, man, let me hold that jacket. Something like that.
Maybe he'll wear it to a game and you'll see him and you can ask him yourself.
I will. Or something like, can we go shopping together?
Yeah.
You know?
You probably said something like nice threads.
Threads. I mean, unless I said, yo, Jive Turkey, give me 5. I
Or
probably wouldn't have used the
nice
word threads.
fit. Nice fit.
You know?
I know, but you happen to, I feel like
Oh,
sometimes.
my God. There's a Hyundai commercial now.
Yeah.
That's literally the dad in a kitchen talking to his kids like you
Oh my
try
God.
to talk to your kids, Cappy.
Hilarious.
And I see it every time. It's like buy a Hyundai on Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just the dad in the kitchen at breakfast and the kids are like, Dad, please stop.
Yeah.
Stop using these words.
Right,
Like,
right.
And he keeps talking to them. Like he uses bussin',
right.
Fit. Like he uses all these words that young people use, and it literally reminds me of you and your children.
I need
It
to watch this
absolutely
now.
cracks me up. I love that commercial. It's hysterical. And they're like, Dad, stop. But you see, we as dads, when our kids give us these sorts of words, we try and wear them out so that our kids don't use them,
Right.
you know? But then we usually adopt them, which is what I do.
So anyway, Cappy, let's talk about the LeBron-Luca partnership, okay?
Let's talk about it.
I actually think Luca could extend LeBron's career as a Laker.
Well, you said that yesterday.
There's this notion that he's going to retire after next year. And honestly, he's kind of put it out there in the atmosphere, right? It's not like we've made that up. But I think if LeBron is willing to take the Dwayne Wade role with him, Dwayne wasn't as old as LeBron was, but physically he was starting to wear down in a way that he needed to take a secondary role. And also Dwayne realized LeBron is the better player and he's the younger player. If we're going to succeed, we need to play through him. If LeBron, who I believe understands that because he was willing to do it with AD, has that role with Luka and they build the right roster around them, I think they can still win at least one championship together, maybe more, depending on how good Rob is at his job over the next year and change.
Well, that's really it, isn't it? I mean, look, we all understand now you've given up one of the better centers in the NBA, and you don't really have a body that can play that role. Jackson Hayes, I don't mean to take anything away from Jackson Hayes. I like Jackson Hayes. I think he's a solid backup player in the NBA. I actually like that he's a guy who, streaks to the basket, throws down monster dunks. I like Jackson Hayes.
Right, but he's like a end-of-the-bench role player.
Right, he's not a guy who you can put out on the floor every night as a starting center and expect him to protect the rim, rebound, really be impactful on the offensive end. Listen to how basketball-y I sound right here, George.
Yeah.
Take notice. They got to go out and they got to find a big man, not necessarily, in my opinion, somebody who has Anthony Davis's offensive skill, but somebody who has at least some form of his defensive skill. Because, by the way, that's probably not going to be like 100%, but even if you can find like 75%, it'd be pretty good. I am with you. I actually think that a player like Luka, as young as he is and as talented as he is, could actually inspire LeBron to want to stick around longer. How many championships could they win? I'm not sure yet.
Well, I need to see what the rest of the roster looks like before
Right.
I go there. You know what I mean? Like that's just it.
Yeah.
So.
But I am curious. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like. And did you happen to ask
And we
today?
may know soon. I think next week he's going to play.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Somebody had to have asked that.
I think it could be as soon as Saturday and before the All-Star break. I would be surprised if he didn't at least try to play before the All-Star break.
Okay.
Because tomorrow's a big day. He's playing 5-on-5 at the facility. And if he's good to go there, it's a very short return at that point, short timeline for return.
Okay, just taking a look here at the schedule. So tonight against the Clippers.
Correct. No, that's definitely not the case. Right. He's not going to play that game.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then Thursday against Golden State.
Right. Thursday against Golden State. And then
Saturday,
Saturday the Pacers.
Right.
I think that could be the first possible Luka game.
Or you could wait until Monday against Utah. Got that Monday, Wednesday of next week against Utah, here and there.
Yeah. And
then you got the All-Star break. So, listen, most importantly for me would be make sure he's good. This calf is good. I can't tell you how annoying I find it that people keep talking about his calf, and it's the same calf, it's the same injury, and it happens over and over again, and the reason it keeps happening is because the kid's out of shape. Is it possible that maybe he rushed back? Is it possible that he aggravated it because he came back too soon? Just like there's this automatic rush to judgment on the kid that he's overweight, and that's why this same injury keeps happening time and time again. And I would give the kid the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe it's because he was trying to hustle back to help his team.
He did come out and say that. This is the first time he's being able to attend to an injury and let it heal 100%. So he did come out and say that in the press conference that he's able to heal and take the time that he needs instead of rushing back onto the court because he let his competitiveness get in the way of him actually, keeping that injury, healthy.
Hey, DeAndre,
What's going on?
Let me tell you something right now.
What's up?
Well, you're like mad for him chiming in.
Let me tell you something right now, DeAndre.
What's up?
That's a damn solid contribution right there, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you know what?
Okay.
That's why he hosts Lakers Talk Daily on YouTube, bro.
That's a damn solid contribution right there, my man.
Hey, Cappy.
Yo.
It's Beto.
Oh,
by
there's
the way.
Beto
You don't have
Duran.
to tell me who you are, Jack.
Well, I've been here hanging out. And, just let you know that DeAndre has been rolling his eyes here for the last hour and a half. Just
What, everything George is saying? I know. Me too.
And everything you're saying, bro. He's
What?
been waiting to jump in. Like,
What?
Like, bro, today is about ball, Cappy. Let's go. Lock in here. Focus.
Right.
Yeah, you were way more focused yesterday, Cappy, I think.
Focus.
Oh, I'm very focused.
Come on. We need you to lock in here, Cappy. Come on.
I'm highly focused.
Bring it in.
You're kind of meandering. Are there a lot of other, like, are there squirrels running around there in the convention center? Like, what's happening in there?
I would say I'm actually more isolated today.
Okay, good.
Than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was focused in on what 99.9% of people believe to be true, that George yelled at me for 3 hours about yesterday. But I'm past that today because, you see, now I'm about ball. Now
yeah,
I'm
but you
about,
know what? When I yell at you, people perk up because they're like, whoa, what are those guys talking about?
Right. But everybody's like, they're like,
and it was just because I think Royce Tony puts it perfectly. It's basically like you love a good conspiracy theory, and then I absolutely am irritated by all of them.
Yeah, but I last night I got done with the show, and I had to, like, run it by a few people. I'm like, let me ask you guys a question. You guys think LeBron knew about this trade?
But you're asking a bunch of sports radio doofuses? Of course they're going to think that.
But wait, aren't we sports radio doofuses?
Right, but we're trying not to be like all the other ones.
What if I told you these weren't all sports radio doofuses?
Okay, but how many
Well,
of
then
them
what
were?
else are they? You know?
They're just other kinds of doofuses, Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
Just additional doofuses that I run around with.
I mean, you know, come on, man.
I mean, for the love.
We're going to do this again?
No, we're not going to do it again. We're not doing it again.
Yeah,
It's
no
o-
manches.
It's over now.
By
Now
the way,
it's over. Yeah.
Beto, are you there still?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just getting ready for the Lakers pregame at 5:30.
Last question to Luca en español.
I heard. He's got that Espanol accent, too.
Oh, he
playing
speaks better. He speaks better in Spanish than he does in English. 'cause
Oh,
he
yeah.
spent so many years in Spain playing basketball.
Real Madrid, Hala Madrid.
Yeah.
Lindsay, did you say that Luca speaks 4 languages?
Yeah, 4.
So let's see. So English, Spanish. I don't know. Is Slovenian a language? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then what's the 4th one?
Wait a second. Did you just ask if Slovenian was a language?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
He speaks Serbian as well.
Yes.
Oh, Serbian.
Yeah, another
Okay,
country.
Interesting. I don't speak Serbian. I only speak English and Spanish.
You speak Spanish?
Wait a second. Beto, what was that? I mean, my Spanish is significantly better than my Slovenian. I
Yo no
guess.
soy
By
malo,
the
no,
way-
baby, eso es un gimmick, pero el sol pega calienta más que el de Phoenix y ellos lo sabe.
See? Rest my case.
But, Cappy, do you know why he also speaks Serbian?
Because he's from Slovenia?
Right, but do you know why he would speak Serbian as well?
Did he play in Serbia?
Su papá.
No, they're neighboring countries, but they were both part of the former Yugoslavia.
Ah.
So the languages are not exactly the same, but similar, is what I
Okay.
would say.
Es parecido.
Sí.
Correcto.
Sí. Muy correcto.
Sí.
Indeed.
All right. Cappy, you know what? Before we get to Radio Tinder and Luca, we hear Luca at 5, okay? People want to know, all right, Sedano, you've been selling sunshine here with this. We know that it's not all sunshine. There's got to be some potential drawback to what's going on. I'll have that after Radio Tinder, Cappy. While I don't believe it will happen, there is a potential nightmare scenario.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what that is. You know I love that. Now, that sounds
Yes.
like something I want to hear about.
But that'll be 4:45.
Okay.
Luca Donćić at 5, but
Okay.
Radio Tinder will be next. But first, tell us about Seller's Advantage.
All right, let me do it. Hey, listen, guys. Selling your house. Right now, I must tell you, not to be such an opportunist, but now is a very good time to be selling your house, particularly in L.A. County. And for whatever reason it is that you want to sell your house, and I talk about it all the time. Your kids have grown up. They've moved out of the house. That might be one reason. Your folks have left you a house. You don't want to live in it. You don't want to pay the property taxes. That might be another reason. You're ready to move. You want a change of scenery. That's another reason. Or maybe it's because all of a sudden there are a lot of folks who are in dire need. So maybe that motivates you to want to sell your home. For whatever reason, Sellers Advantage has got this custom solution that is going to help you out with all of your needs. And it really is a very simple transaction. They come to your house, they look around, they make you a competitive cash offer. They know what the comps are in the neighborhood. You probably know what the comps are in the neighborhood. And then they're going to make you, like I said, a competitive cash offer. And when I say competitive means you didn't paint the walls, you didn't fix the floors, you didn't change things just to sell the house, to stage it, to make it look a certain way. They're going to buy your house as is. No complicated closing process, no contracts falling through. It's straight cash, and it can happen in days. Sellers Advantage has been at this for a really long time. You see their billboards all over L.A. You see the television commercials all over your TV. So they know what they're doing, and they've made a lot of sellers very happy over the years. So call them today. Get the no-obligation offer. 888-390-AS-IS is their number. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. It's a no-obligation situation. At least call them. Have them take a look. If you need them, visit their website, sellersadvantage.com.
LeBron.
Here's LeBron down the middle with a thunder dunk.
Luca.
This for me is a fresh start. I get to play in LA. The fans are amazing. I got the ocean here, so it's a really big thing for me.
Lake Show. Let's go.
I getting to play for the Lakers, and everybody can say that. And many, many legends pass here, many, many championships. So that's my goal.
This is the home of LeBron, Luca, and the Lakers. 710 ESPN.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Sellers Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Sellers Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Crucial to have an experienced legal team on your side. Please don't hesitate to call me anytime at 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, or normandlegal.com.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
You guys don't know this TV song?
Let me hear it. Hold on. No, never. Oh, I know what it's from.
You better know what it's from, Cappy.
Oh, I better? Okay, now I'm going to change my guess.
Okay, what is it?
I was going to say it's from Severance because you keep telling me about that show and I haven't watched it yet.
It's a very distinct. If you haven't watched it, then how would you know that that's the theme?
I was going to take a guess and I was going to shock the world.
So what is it, Cap?
Reacher.
How does George, if this is your favorite show ever, Cappy, how does George know this before
Cap.
you? Come on.
Damn. When's Reacher come back? It's got to come back soon, like right after the Super Bowl.
It may need to come back sooner because you clearly don't even remember the damn theme song.
Favorite song, my bleep.
For the love, dude.
favorite show. It's clearly not.
Well, I don't know if I've
I
said
mean, you
it's my
wanted me to
favorite
watch the show. You don't even know the theme song to it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar to me. You know what I mean?
You were going on every day. Like, you guys got to check out Reacher. You have to
good.
check out Reacher.
Hey, DeAndre, here's a piece of advice.
What's going on?
You got to check out Reacher.
Cappy just like his because the dude is all swole, wears like a medium shirt, and he wishes he was him.
Well, I do. That's true, Beto. It's true. That and the other things, too, like just the way he kicks ass, like he beats up like 30 people at the same time, like that does make me jealous, you know?
What if Reacher had Rob Palinka's leather jacket?
Oh, forget about it. He'd look like?
What?
He'd look like what used to happen to the Incredible Hulk when the Hulk comes out of his clothes. That's what Reacher would look like if he was wearing Rob Palinka's jacket. I mean, it wasn't just the jacket. It was the way the sleeves were rolled up, and then it was unzipped on the way down and unzipped on the way up.
Yeah, that's his style. He wears jackets like that. They have that zipper.
Yeah, I got to get that.
You got to get a flat stomach, too.
Well, that's exactly right. No, listen,
Well, you can't pull that jacket off
you
if
look
you got
great
no
the way
panza.
you are. Don't let anybody hate on you.
Beto's right.
Don't
New
let
year,
anybody
new
hate
me.
on you.
I'm
Come
not
on.
hating. It's just Cappy's the one who always says, I'm fat. Well, you're fat.
Right, I'm fat and you're fat too, and that's why
Yeah.
the two of us are trying to not be
Hey,
so fat.
listen,
New year, new me, baby.
If you tell your brain something enough times, it starts to believe it.
Yeah, but the mirror don't.
Whatever. Body positivity, Cap.
Nah.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right, so
right,
radio
what do you
Tinder
got?
time. Billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban has a proposition for the betterment of social media. He's asking everyone to dedicate 20 minutes each day to encourage their friends, family, and businesses to join Blue Sky. He says that Blue Sky is a, quote, less hateful world compared to X or Twitter. By advocating for this decentralized platform, he's promoting what he says is a more democratic approach to social media, and power is not concentrated on just a couple people. So I've noticed a lot more people have jumped on the Blue Sky bandwagon, especially journalists. But I want to ask you guys, are you using Blue Sky at all? Swipe left or swipe right? Cappy, you go first.
So I'm just going into my phone, and I'm opening up Blue
I
Sky.
have it, to be honest.
I have Blue Sky, okay? I'm on Blue Sky. I haven't opened it in I don't know how many months, and I only downloaded it because I heard about it. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I do have 20 messages here from all these people, and I'm opening it up for the first time. Here's all these people that are following me on Blue Sky that I didn't know about. And, let me just say this, though. I love
I
Mark
got
Cuban.
enough social media apps.
Yeah, me too. I don't have the patience for another platform. I really don't. If anything, I'd like to actually reduce the number of platforms I'm using rather than increase, and not even trade them out. But I will just say one thing about Mark, and I love Mark
Although I am
Cuban.
on Blue Sky, apparently. I do have a profile.
I feel like we all made profiles a
George
long time
Sedano.
ago, and then we just
Yeah.
never used it.
So, but I just want to say one thing. I
Do they have communities
at
at Blue Sky?
I don't know. Maybe we should make one. What is yours? Is it George
Because
Sedano?
I feel like Elon has really screwed up the community, because what happens is it used to be whatever you posted in the community just stayed in the community, but now it gets posted onto your main timeline too, and what's the purpose of that?
It doesn't really make sense. And also, I don't know, Twitter is a very hateful place
Well,
these
no, but I'm
days.
just saying. No, I mean that aside, I'm only still on Twitter, because we created the community, and it used to be that whatever you put in the community only stayed in the community.
Right.
But now when I post it, I see that it goes to my general timeline, which really is kind of defeats the purpose of having the community.
The features don't work very well, which was another one of Mark Cuban's points. And if you notice, so now they have like the Grok tab, which is like Twitter's version of AI, and that is also mixed into the regular feed. So I keep seeing stuff that's AI and it's not real, and that just gets mixed in as if it's a normal thing. Like the other day I sent DeAndre this clip. I was looking for the Jerry Jones thing about when he hired, who did he hire?
Brian Schottenheimer?
Yes, Brian Schottenheimer. And I just was like looking on Twitter quickly, sent him the link, and it was this AI thing where he's saying all kinds of inappropriate stuff. He's like, that's AI, right? And I was like, whoops. But it was just mixed in with all the regular news. So I don't think that's really, it's not very good.
Last comment from me about this. I love Mark Cuban, but you know that he was on one side of the election, and Elon Musk was on the other side of the election, and Mark's side lost, and Elon's side won, and Elon owns Twitter. So Mark, trying to use whatever influence he has, is saying, stop using his platform. So to me, it sounds all nice. Hey, it's a hateful world over there, and it's all blue sky, and it's sweet over here. But it's also, I believe, motivated by their essential competition that they have against each other. So that's how I feel about it.
George?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't have enough space for another mental space for a social media site. Unless they can do a better job with the community, then I'll think about it.
Okay.
Can I just ask everybody one quick question about Twitter?
Sure. You're going to ask it anyway, so why ask if you can ask?
So the thing is this. I have had the same number of followers for the last 2 years.
Oh, I've been losing a ton of followers because people are a lot of bots were eliminated at first, but then what happened was people are jumping off Twitter. Right, yeah.
But every day I get these notifications, 5 people, 10 people, 15 people followed you, and the numbers never change. So did they shut it down?
No, what happened was you're also losing people at the same time because people are jumping off the platform.
But George, don't you think the number would change at least by 1 or 2? It's the same number.
I don't know. I mean,
I know,
mine has
weird
gone
about
up.
that.
Mine has mostly gone down, but it goes down slower because there's less people following me on a daily basis than there are people jumping off.
Basically,
but anyway,
you can't really trust anything going on Twitter anymore.
All right. So what's next?
In any way, shape, or form.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this. When I had blocked Elon for a while, my tweets were not getting the normal traction they used to. And then I unblocked him, and all of a sudden my tweets started getting more traction.
Well, my Twitter automatically started following him, and then I had to block him because I was getting annoyed.
Well, I unblocked him, but I still don't follow him.
That's
But yeah,
very
when I
interesting, though,
had him
noticed
blocked,
that.
I don't feel like my tweets were getting the type of traction they used to get.
Yep, he probably had you on like the do not put in algorithms
You
list.
better be careful with what you say because your phone is listening, and who knows what he might do to you.
I don't care. Whatever, dude.
He might come after you.
Go ahead. What's next?
All right,
We got to go. We got
so
one more.
Nikola Jokic was asked about the Luka trade, and he basically said it seems like nobody's safe, and it probably should be that way. So he kind of, suggested that NBA stars are too comfortable after, in the wake of this trade. So do you guys agree with Joker? Swipe left or swipe right? George, you go first.
Which part? Like that?
Like, do you agree that the NBA stars are too comfortable these days?
Yeah, look, I mean, Michael Jordan's talked about this, and then he gets dismissed as like an old head, right? And even Barkley and some of these guys, although I think those guys maybe sometimes take it a little too far. But it's basically like, actually, let's make it somewhat more contemporary. Dwayne Wade said this recently, okay, about, hey, like, guys are making $300 and $400 million contracts on the backs of what we built, right? Because, Dwayne was kind of in that first group of guys that got $100 million, right? That changed kind of the numbers in a big, big way. Kobe was in that group, right? LeBron, obviously. And even those guys believe that, you've got to kind of understand, hey, man, like, yes, you are the franchise player until you're not anymore. And it's their decision because it's their team. And he was kind of talking about that in the prism of Jimmy Butler. And basically saying like he was kind of surprised at some of the stuff he was getting away with because he didn't get away with it there and LeBron didn't get away with it there. But so I do think there is something to that. And I think Joker's has a very similar feeling to what a lot of the even more recent retired guys believe.
I would say in terms of comfort, I'd say we as fans are, I would call it comfortable because I think that the shock of everybody talking about this trade, that people thought that a reporter's Twitter was hacked because this could not possibly be true. I think everybody's become comfortable that big-time superstars don't get traded, and particularly don't get traded without being spoken to in advance.
Okay.
Hard stop.
That was a very hard stop.
Yep, hard stop right there.
But I think you're right. I think the days of like an untradeable player are over because if there was anyone who was ever untradeable, he was probably the one, right?
Who?
One of the few. Luka.
Oh, see, I
He's
would have put
probably
AD.
one of three.
I would have put AD in that category also.
Okay.
No.
Oh, come on, man. No one was ever talking about trading AD.
I think that once LeBron was gone, we've always said that if LeBron's gone, like AD could be gone too.
I'm talking about like right now. No one was ever saying, you know what?
Oh,
trade,
no.
trade
Okay.
AD.
But I thought you meant like untradeable, like period. Like
No. I just meant like nobody was ever saying, you know what would be a good move? Trade AD and go out and try and get a different kind of player,
I
a
think
different
there
position.
was a time at one point pre-injury, like crazy sets of injuries, like the year Embiid had won the MVP. I think there was some chatter about like, not real serious stuff, but like people were like throwing out like, would you do Embiid for AD?
Yep.
Like, so it wasn't. I wouldn't say the Luka thing is completely different than AD in my opinion.
So you would agree that he was probably, if there is such thing as an untradeable player, he was probably one of them.
He was as close to it
Yeah.
as possible, yes.
Yeah.
25-year-old, virtuoso, yes, I would agree.
Okay, that's it for Radio Tinder.
All right, that's it, Cappy, for Radio Tinder. Why don't you tell us about, actually, that's the next segment. I will tell you about Cappy.
Tell me about Jacob.
Our friend Jacob Amrani. Listen, you get into any kind of accident, obviously I've told you forever, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710. Tell him Sedano, Mason, the crew at 710 sent you. Did I just have a stroke on the air? Anyway, more importantly, because of everything that the community has dealt with recently, our guy Jacob is very concerned about the impact of these wildfires and what they're, how they're impacting the entire Southland, really. The wildfires can leave lasting scars on our homes and our health and obviously our communities as well. So if you've been injured or are dealing with damage to your property, you don't have to face this situation alone. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So when disaster strikes, your recovery shouldn't be a fight, guys. Let Jacob and his team do the fighting for you, provide the representation you deserve while getting you what you're owed. Jacob and his team, they have their thoughts and prayers with you and all of you who've been affected by these wildfires, either directly or indirectly through friends, loved ones, etc. So if you or someone you know has been injured or suffered property damage due to these wildfires, call Jacob for a free case review. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. Jacob and his team are here to help, and together we will rebuild.
Somehow, some way, the superstars end up in Los Angeles.
You don't come here for nothing else than championship, so I have everything left to prove, so the goal is to win the championship.
Welcome home, Luca.
Back to Luca. Luca, step back, another three. He hit it again. And Luca has swished 2 threes.
What does this mean for the Lakers' chances at another chip? I guess it's time to find out.
Luca still dribbling. Wide open for 3. Good.
It's a gift. We're talking about a 25-year-old that is top 3 player in the universe.
I get to play in the greatest club in the world, and I'm excited for this new journey.
I can't think of a more amazing starting point to build a roster for the next decade, and I know he has the drive to win that we have here. Our fans are going to see that every night on the court.
This is the home of the Lakers and the new home of Luca. 710 ESPN.
And it is Island Super Week on 710 ESPN. Callers number 7 and number 10 right now. You get to pick a square on our Island Super Square board for your chance to win fabulous prizes from Island's restaurants. Island Boy. Who has the coldest beer in town? Of course, our favorite Island's restaurants with those frosty mugs of beer paired with the best burgers and fries. It's time to visit paradise. Callers number 7 and 10 and keep listening for your chance to win on 710 ESPN.
NextGen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? From quick tune-ups to full replacements, NextGen has you covered. For a limited time, ESPN LA listeners can get a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. That's right. Stay in the game all season with an $88 heating and AC tune-up from NextGen. Call 833-3-NEXTGen today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGen.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Look at his car. All I say is,
ooh, oh boy. Come on, Cappy.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you.
Yeah. I was letting you do your thing. It's a banger.
It is a banger.
See, it's just like that Kia commercial you mentioned earlier. You throw out words like that. Banger.
DeAndre, did you just choose this one, or is there something, someone's birthday or something today?
It's Cameron's birthday
Cameron's
today.
birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
You don't know about no Cameron.
Man, you ain't know nothing about no Cameron indoor anything.
Cameron is a big hoop head. He loves the NBA.
Right. DeAndre, by the way, I got to get that same hat that you're rocking today.
The beanie?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, it's a specific type of beanie, too. It has a little silk in it as well to keep my braids down.
Oh, really?
That's right. Come on now.
Yeah, you don't need that cap.
No, I don't need to keep my braids down, but I do need to keep my fro down. You feel me? Sounds nice. I like that silky feel. You know?
I don't think you can rock this though, Cap.
Oh, dog.
I don't think it's in your in your bag.
Oh, dog. Not only will I rock it, I'll take Rob Palinka's jacket right off of him, and I'll take that beanie. I'll rock both of them.
Why are you talking like that?
BOFF.
Because it sounded cool. It sounded cool to say it like that.
All right, Cappy. So I said to you, and we're going to hear from Luca in a second. So Luca, we're on until 5:30 today. Luca and I chatted earlier. 5 o'clock, we'll have that for you, okay, in our commercial-free zone. So real quick, though, I said to you, because, people are like, Sedano, man, you're a lot of sunshine with this Luca deal, which, of course, why wouldn't there be? They're like, is there like a negative to this? And I said, yeah, there is a nightmare scenario, obviously, to almost anything, right?
Okay, tell me.
That nightmare scenario would be this.
Can I guess?
Go.
Luka eventually does not sign long-term with the Lakers.
Bingo. So Luka can be offered an extension next season. However, the Lakers do not have an inherent advantage, which is why you remember we talked about the whole Bobby Marks thing. Like if he signs at 2+1, then he can get the Supermax. The next contract after that, like he can get back on track to that. But the worst case scenario for the Lakers is, yes, he just says in 2026, I'm opting out, I'm testing free agency, and then you're left in limbo. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But here's what I would say why that's not even the worst. Like, that is the worst case, scenario for the Lakers. However, that is also the time AD's contract would have come up too. So you would have been hitting the reset potentially at that point anyway. So I think the Lakers had braced themselves for that potential nightmare scenario, even if they're obviously hoping that doesn't happen. But because they're speaking about him being here for 10 years. But I think they've also prepared themselves for that possibility, if that were the case.
Wait, can I propose another more possibly nightmarish scenario?
Okay.
What if he does sign the extension and then he doesn't improve his conditioning and he continues to be injured all the time and it's just a complete disaster because he can't stay on the floor? What if that happens? Is that worse?
I mean, I guess, but I don't see that at this stage of his life at 25. I don't know if I see that being as bad. You know what I mean? Like, because I still think if he's capable of playing, like it would have to be catastrophic to the point where he's out for a whole season. Because if he plays a lot, you know what I mean? Like
even with his injuries, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, DeAndre mentioned it earlier very astutely that he's talked about how this injury, he's actually let it heal for a change. But if you look at Luka's career, 70 games last year, 66 the year before, 65 the year before, 66, 61, 72. So the least amount of games he's played is 61. This year he'll probably play less than that, or he'd have to play every game almost for that to be the case. But this would be it, and he's let himself heal in a way that he did not previously.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay,
so I just think that's unlikely, is what I would say.
The way you just said it, though, the way you phrased it, he continues to not, take care of himself.
His conditioning doesn't improve because that's one of the things this is hinging on, right?
Well, when you say hinging, what's hinging?
I mean, like his success. That's because I guess what I'm saying is like that's why Dallas traded him. One of the main reasons, right, is because they don't believe that, he's.
They're making a bet
against
over the next. So he would, if he signed the Supermax next year, that would kick in 2 years. So they're betting over the next 7 years that he would break down. To your point,
right?
Okay, but let me just pose another possibility to you guys. So the Mavericks, I don't know who their new owners are, George. You mentioned yesterday.
They own the Sands in Las Vegas.
Okay. So when Mark Cuban owned the Mavericks, Mark Cuban was courtside. Mark Cuban was the face of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban made being a young billionaire, being an NBA owner, he made it cool so that other people wanted to do it, whether that's Steve Ballmer or the guy who owns the Sacramento Kings, who would hire guys like Shaquille O'Neal to just hang out with him so that he looked legit. All of a sudden, everybody wanted, especially young billionaires, NBA teams were toys to these guys, and Mark Cuban made that vogue. Mark Cuban sold the team to a much bigger operation, not an individual operator, a big company, if you will, right? So maybe they just didn't want to pay him.
Although they are a big operator, Cappy, but they they're a family-owned business.
Okay, listen.
So they're there. Particularly the son is there at every Mavs game.
Okay, I don't know them, and I don't know anything about Dallas's ownership. But let's just play it an opposite way.
Yeah, but if they own a casino, they have to have a lot of money, right?
That's not what I'm going to say. It's not about do they have the money. It's do they want to spend the money. Some people in sports ownership are about pursuing championships, and that's the only thing they care about. And some people are about running a business very efficiently. And sometimes when you're running a business, paying somebody a max contract, George, what would a max contract for Luka have been?
$350 million.
Say it one more time.
$350.
Maybe they didn't want to pay a max contract. And so the excuse, and this is what I keep thinking, is that the excuse, especially publicly, is let's keep knocking his conditioning. Let's keep talking about how overweight he is. Because let me just tell you something right now. As an observer, not somebody who's in the league, not somebody who's covering the games, I'm just looking at numbers. Look at the number of games that he played last year. Look at the number of minutes he played last year. Look at the number of points he scored last year. That's a guy who can do that looking the way he looks. Could he get into better shape? I suspect he probably can, but I still ask the question, what does that do to his game? How much better would he be?
I think he could be better. If he was in better condition, he could be better. I do believe that. He's never going to be the athlete like LeBron is, but he's got all the other skill sets. Like, there's no question. It can't hurt his game, is what I would say. Especially because he's one of those guys that doesn't like to get sped up to begin with, and he's so strong. Losing a few pounds, he's played at like 240 before, Cappy. But, the reporting was he was nearly 270. And by the way, when Mark Cuban was the owner, there was chatter about his conditioning too. This isn't just a new owner thing.
Okay, but again, maybe they don't want to pay him $350 million.
No, that could absolutely just be the sole issue. Yes.
I hope when we talked about this earlier, I hope that he is so motivated to stick it to everybody who's talking about his conditioning.
No doubt. So, Cappy, we're going to hear from Luca next. I spoke to him, but first tell us about Avner Gat.
All right, let's talk about Avner Gat for a moment. Hey, look, if your home has been flooded, if you have damage due to a flood, and it feels like your insurance company is turning on you, you pay your insurance premium every month. You anticipate that when you need them, your insurance company is going to be there for you. And now all of a sudden it feels like, why are they not taking care of me? They're not approving a replacement living arrangement. I got to move out of my house. Everything's ruined. I need to move, and they don't want to pay for it. Or they don't want to pay you what you should be able to move to. Let me tell you something. Just take a breath, okay? Because there is help right around the corner. That help is Avner Gat. Avner is one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms, and Avner knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a freaking criminal leaving you with no hope to getting back to your home and getting your home back together. Decades of experience and passion for helping people. Avner and his family, they take the calls themselves, as we've talked about many times. So listen, if you have a toilet overflow, if you have a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today. 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGat.com. That's AvnerGat.com. You call, Avner will answer. He'll say, hello, Avner Gat. Your claim, our game.
Hey, what's on tap today at 710 ESPN? Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Lakers at Clippers. Coverage begins on 710 at 5:30 and, of course, on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus TNCs apply.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy. LA Food Bank wants you to know if you would like to help out those in need or those impacted by the recent wildfires, you can donate your time, food, or other items. Visit lafoodbank.org/fire for more details and a list of the most helpful and needed items. That's lafoodbank.org/fire. Or if you'd like to volunteer your time, go to lafoodbank.org/volunteer. Thank you, everybody, and stay safe out there.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Cappy, let's not waste any time.
No, I can't wait to hear this.
Luca Donćić, me and him, 4 minutes. We chit-chatted. He's very short. There was a lot of rapid-fire questions. But I chatted with him. It was cool to kind of be able to talk to him the day of the press conference. We'll talk about it afterwards. Here's me and Luca.
We're here. Luca Donćić, the newest member of the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, it's been a whirlwind the last couple of days or whatnot with you. What are you most excited about, though, playing with the Lakers?
I mean, just playing for the Lakers. You come here, you can see all the names, all the legends that play here. You see the trophies, so it's a big motivation just to be here.
Yeah, and when you processed that this was going to be the opportunity for you? I know you said that it was obviously tough at the beginning, but when you got to process that, you're going to play for that organization where Kobe Bryant played, Magic Johnson. You're playing with LeBron. Just what does that mean to you, just from a legacy standpoint?
A lot. Like I said, it's a big motive. You see, like I said, you see all these legends play here. I wish Kobe was here to see it. But it's just a big motivation, want to achieve championships, so just get started. I'm working for that.
There's a lot of chatter about how you and LeBron will fit together. What do you envision that particular fit to be?
I think it's going to be a great fit. I think I can learn a lot from him. I already did, but now as teammates, I can see every day what he do, so I can learn a lot.
When you've played against him, what has been the biggest challenge when you've faced him?
Probably just to read what he's going to do. I think his IQ is above a lot of players, and obviously he can do everything, so not really much he can do.
Yeah, you can do everything too, though, so there's certainly that. Are you looking forward to maybe in practice kind of having a little fun one-on-one with him?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, he's one of the greatest basketball players, so having him as teammate, it's going to be really fun. And like I said, learn a lot. And obviously, we can go practice sometimes.
Yeah. Well, what have you made from afar from what JJ's been able to do in such a very short time?
Very good. He's doing an amazing job. It's his first year coaching, so I'm really excited to be part of his group. And I know him from before, so I'm really excited.
Did you ever think he was going to be a coach when you played with him?
Yes. Yeah, I think so, because he was smart. He knew the game in a different way that some people know the game. So I imagine he would be a coach.
Yeah, and you have some familiar faces beyond JJ here. Obviously, Doe, you played with him. You've got other coaches, Greg St. Jean, obviously here with you as well. The familiarity, having that, how much is that helpful considering you're coming into a place?
Yeah, that's really important. Get to a new place and you have friendly faces. It's everything, helps you mentally. So I'm really excited.
What is the expectation about your return to the floor?
I don't know yet. Like I said, we'll see. Tomorrow I'll start. It'll be my first 5-on-5, so we'll just go day by day.
From a non-basketball perspective, what has the process been like, just even finding a place to stay and live and things of that nature?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I'm just in the hotel. It's just a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on, so just go thing by thing. And not yet. I don't have a place to live yet, so just stay in the hotel.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Yeah. There's plenty of places, though, to live here in LA, as I'm sure. But you mentioned being near the ocean. I would imagine that, being from where you're from, that's got to be fun to
probably,
be back.
Yeah. I like the ocean. I like the boat, so.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Vamos a hablar en español un momento. ¿Qué es lo que es lo más importante para ti ahora que has llegado aquí en Los Ángeles?
Lo más importante es ganar el campeonato. Eso es lo más importante para mí. Lakers es un equipo que tiene que ganar campeonatos. Hay muchos y espero añadir alguno más.
And that is, of course, for those that don't speak Spanish, the most important thing is to win championships. And we're looking forward to having you here, Luca. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it.
Wow.
There you go, Cappy.
Wow.
For those of you who don't speak Spanish, that wasn't to you, of course.
No, I understood every word of it. But, man, showing off a little bit there, aren't you? Wow.
Well, he speaks. But did you notice how much, just listen to.
Way better, Sedano. Way better.
Yeah,
way
he
more
speaks way better
comfortable in
Spanish than English.
Good flow, too. That's Spaniard.
He speaks way more comfortably in Spanish because that was his probably, Slovenian, obviously his first language, Serbian probably his second language. But he learned Spanish at a very, very young age. He was been in Spain since he was
13, 14 years
12, 13, something like that. 13 years old, I think he got there. Yeah. So
that was actually kind of cool, though. I'm only giving you a hard time, but that was kind of cool to hear him immediately just respond in Spanish. And I agree, he actually sounds like he speaks better Spanish than he does English. I said this to you earlier about Rob Palinka. I wish I was there to ping pong Rob Palinka with you, because the one thing I would have asked Rob about that you didn't ask him about was the jacket, which everybody is hyped about. Okay, right. I would have said this to Luca that you chose not to, and I know it was a choice. I would have asked him. I would have said to him. I said, Luca, a lot of people have criticized you over the last couple of days and talked about your
remember,
condition.
Cappy, I'm also doing this right after the press conference where he was grilled about that for 30 minutes.
I got it.
You know what I mean? And I only have 4 minutes. So there's only so much I can get in.
No, and I'm not – listen, I'm just saying that I know for me, the question – this is me. Okay, I would have been like, yo, man, tell me. You've been getting a lot of criticism about your conditioning. What do you have to say about that? I would love to. But you know what? On the other hand, I will just say this, George. I kind of felt like I didn't even need to hear him say anything, and here's why. He had an answer. I wrote it down. He said, you were asking him about him and LeBron, and he said, I want to learn a lot from him. When he said I want to learn a lot from him, what I took away from that answer was, look, he's 40, I'm 25. He's been in the NBA since he's 18 years old or whatever. I also came into the league very young. I didn't have a person like LeBron James at any point in my career down in Dallas to sort of take me and grab me and say, this is what it takes to be an NBA pro. You're a pro. You came from Europe. You've been you called him a virtuoso from the time you're a teenager. But young man, if you want to play until you're 40, if you want to play at a high level well into your 30s, because you're going to put a lot of wear and tear on those tires, there is a way to take care of your body. And I'm hoping, based on his answer to your question, what can you learn from playing with LeBron? I can learn a lot from him, he said. And I'm hoping that conditioning, diet, pregame routine, et cetera, is something that LeBron can instill in him, because this kid's already great. But how much better could he potentially be if he followed the greatest of the generation, and now he's got a front row seat to see how LeBron does everything? So I'm kind of hoping that he answered the question without it even being asked. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I think context matters, right? Like he had sat there for the last, I would say almost the last 15, 20 minutes of that press conference answering those questions. I just didn't feel like if I only had 4 minutes that was the place I was going to go with him.
Tell me a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about what he said, because I didn't see the whole press conference.
Oh,
so,
he was asked a ton of questions about that and about Dallas, and it was asked multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And he kind of had very short answers about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't really, like, answer it in depth anyway. So, you also have to kind of understand if he's not willing to answer it in those settings, like, is he going to give me, you have to make a cost-benefit analysis there. Is he going to give me anything different than what he just gave us as a group? And my answer to that was probably not.
Anybody ask him about conditioning in Espanol?
Not in Espanol, no.
Could have changed everything, George.
You're right, maybe. You know what, Cappy? You got me.
Could have changed everything.
You got me.
Maybe he didn't feel comfortable talking about it in English, but in Spanish, perhaps. You could have said something to him like,
Luca, ¿qué tú crees de la condición de tu cuerpo porque están hablando mal de ti en Dallas?
And he might have said, yo quiero flaco in Los Angeles. I want to be skinny.
Cappy, I love your Spanish.
See, it's pretty good, right?
Es mucho gudo.
It's mucho gudo.
But yeah, look, I just think that with him, and Beto, I'd love to hear your thoughts, right?
Yes.
Like, and I know you watched the whole thing, I presume. So, like,
yep.
I just feel like when you have a very limited amount of time, like, I just felt like that was not. I didn't want to go negative on him at that point. I got to see him again, I'm sure, multiple times, pretty much coming up. And he didn't seem very comfortable answering those questions in front of the group either.
No, time and place. And it looked like he is a guy who's gone through a lot in 48 hours, showed up yesterday. And then you have a 9 a.m. press conference, which means he probably had to get there earlier than that for other meetings, other obligations that he has. Last thing you want him to do is go through this. And like even when he said, I'm going to take the high road, when he was asked certain questions about the Mavericks.
He did,
and the way
right. He did say that. That's how he answered the first version.
George, forgive me. I've never heard many like Luca conversations or like sit down interviews. He doesn't seem like he's a guy who really.
JJ Redick's podcast. He's talked about it at the press conference. He did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
they did it twice.
Yeah, but besides that, I'm talking about like in general, like you never see like the sit down with Lisa Salters or anything like that, right? Those kind of interviews.
No, he doesn't do. I think he did one with Malika.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe he did one with Rachel earlier in his career. Yeah, but not very many.
So my point is like he doesn't seem like he's that comfortable wanting to do this kind of stuff.
No,
like he's like, let me get in, get out, play some hoop, and get out of there. And then also when you come from Dallas, there's there's a good sized media, but when you come to LA, everybody is here. And he probably walked in there like,
well,
really? All these guys?
If Luka was the quarterback of the Cowboys, he'd have more media than he was with the Dallas Mavericks.
But Beto, it's interesting you say all that about him not sounding necessarily comfortable
in his third language.
Right. Well, that's
in
exactly
his fourth language.
Fourth, yeah.
There's two things at play for me. One, he's 25 years old, and yes, I got it. He's been a pro basketball player since he's a teenager. Number one, and number two, he's probably been around the media for the better part of the last 10 years of his life. So, you might say, well, he should be comfortable enough. But on the other hand, not only is he young, but this is exactly what I was going to say. English not being his first, second, or even third language, you just may not feel confident in English. I'm not joking, George. He sounded so much more comfortable in Spanish than he did in English.
Absolutely.
I think this,
no
George. I think this. Next game that you do.
Just ask him questions in Spanish?
Well, not only do you need to rock the Lucas so that he makes a comment about them, but every time you interview him going forward, the last question should always be in Espanol. Or if you really, really want to impress us, and this depends on what you want to do, you ask him a question in Slovenian.
Wow. I'd have to learn some Slovenian. Let's start with that.
Not that hard.
Cappy, what question, like if he were to, let's say, he started tonight. He was starting tonight, and George was there as a sideline reporter. What question would you want him to end his interview with in Spanish?
Okay. Well, hold on a second, Lindsay, because what I was about to do here is I'm about to go to my Google Translator.
Oh, you're going to look it up yourself. Okay.
I'm going to look up Slovenian to English. Or should I do English to Slovenian, I guess?
Cappy, there's as you're looking that up, there's a video of when the Mavs went to Mexico City a couple years ago. And he said in Spanish, he addressed the crowd about how it's great to be there. It's un placer. And Spanish really good. Then he even curses at the end. Like, that's what dude is more comfortable in that language. He's like, Viva Mexico, blanks, Like, so that's the guy where that's where he's at. But, Cappy, when you come to L.A., it's a different beast media-wise. In Dallas, there's only a couple people. The Lakers have their own network, right? You got Trudell asking the question. Then you got Jim Hill. You got everybody asking and all these different kind of questions and you're going to be the star, and you're like, damn, bro, do I really want to do this? Like in Dallas is one thing, but he hasn't been that face right there, right? And talk about the sports market because you said the Cowboys. Here it's like, whoa, you're the savior now. You're the next guy. You're the one coming up, and didn't want to move. Like, you just bought a $15 million house. Like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, hey, you got to move your life. So, like, do you really want to do this? So let him play. Yeah, he's been around the media, but he hasn't been around this media circus like there is in L.A. You got to admit that.
All right, I would ask him this probably. Kaksan je obkudbetek, biti naslendihi, kibo zamenhal labrona.
Shalom.
Shalom to you, my brother.
What's that mean, Cap?
You don't speak Slovenian?
Sorry, I can't say I do.
All right.
You got to be the only one at Radio Row speaking Slovenian right now.
Let me give it to you one more time, George. Kaksan je obkudetek, biti naslendihi, kibo zamenhal lebrona.
Something LeBron.
Very good. Very, very good, Beto. I asked him, I said, Luca, how does it feel to be the guy to replace LeBron?
Cappy, he's lucky you're at Radio Row, man. He escaped.
Boy, I would have. Oh man, I'd have used my Google Translator right there on the spot.
Yeah, but then what would happen when he responds in Slovenian and you have no idea what he's saying?
I would have said, well, hold on a second. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
What if he would have answered you in Spanish?
I was going to say, how do you ask that question in Spanish, George?
What was the question again?
How does it feel to be the guy who replaces LeBron?
Oh, my God. First of all.
Como?
I mean, no, I know that. I'm just saying, like, how would you
teach him Spanish? Will you, Beto? Teach us
Beto,
kids
how
Spanish.
will you say that?
I speak Mexican, so.
Okay, ¿cómo vas a reemplazar a LeBron aquí en Los Ángeles con los Lakers?
LeBron.
I love
whatever
George's
he
Cuban
said
accent,
to me,
man. It's so good.
whatever he said to me in Slovenian, I would have said, Havalati. Havalati.
All right, whatever.
That means thank you.
Havalati, Cappy?
It means Spanish.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start taking some of these Rosetta Stone classes in Slovenian. Before you know it, I'm going to be talking to Luca, just me and him, and you're not going to know what I'm talking about.
Good. I hope that's the case, Cappy.
Me too.
Yeah. So anyway, real quick, where do you think, Beto, you've been here all your life.
Yeah, born and raised.
Where does this one rank as far as, like, Laker acquisitions all time? Like, does it even crack the top 5? I mean,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because this was a trade, right? So in my generation.
So this one is, so
Shaq was a free agent, right?
It is, but still an acquisition nonetheless.
Yeah, okay, acquisitions. Yeah, this is huge. This is so when Shaq showed up, I was in high school, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is huge, right? Powell coming over was great, but Powell wasn't, Luka.
He's not Luka.
Yeah, he was a guy in Memphis who was like, okay, what is he going to be? This is
a complimentary piece.
3 days later, we're still talking about it. Cappy's at Radio Row doing 3 hours of Luka talk. I mean,
and let me tell you something. The NFL cannot be happy that there's
no.
That the talk shows are still talking about this today all day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
and by the way, it'll have more legs tomorrow. Well, maybe not so much more because the press conference was early. It was at noon Eastern.
But let me tell you, while you and me were here talking about this yesterday, George, my guys from the Cappy cast were over at the opening ceremonies, and they were asking all the NFL players and reporters and everything else, so who won the trade, Lakers or Mavericks? And so they were not even asking anybody about the game. They
that
were
was
asking
like one of
everybody.
the headlines was about Patrick Mahomes like being devastated about the trade.
Yeah, because he's a big Mavs fan.
He was upset
right?
in real time. He tweeted about it. Yeah.
I sent George yesterday, my guy Browner. Beto,
geez.
you love Browner. My guy Browner went up to Chad Ochocinco. Actually, Ochocinco came to him, and he goes, so who won the trade? And Ochocinco goes, man, I don't know anything about basketball. I don't watch basketball. And Browner looked at him and goes, come on, man, really? And he's like, yeah, just football and soccer. That's it. And he's like, no. So then Ocho turns it on me. He goes, so who won the trade? And Browner goes, Dallas won the trade. And then Ochocinco's like, what? How's that possible? And so it just was funny, the number of players, NFL players that they talked to, that every time they said who won the trade, the answer was, I don't really watch basketball that much. I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I'm like, what? Are you guys kidding me? You don't have an opinion about two of the biggest superstars in their sport getting traded for one another? Give me a break, will you?
No, they probably didn't want to be there anyways.
I love it, Cappy.
It's opening night.
Real quick, so here, Beto,
Yeah,
let's do the exercise here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Shaq signs is clearly in the top 5, right? Yes. So let's just say Luka's now in the top 5. So that's 2. The Kareem trade obviously is in the top 5.
Yep.
Magic and Worthy getting drafted. Because remember, those weren't even the Lakers draft picks originally. Those were deals they made like a couple of years prior that netted them those particular picks. One of them was from Cleveland, which was Worthy. Sorry, Lindsay. And
this one's for you.
What about Shaq getting traded to Miami?
Well, no, I'm talking about acquisition.
Oh, acquisition. Okay, so just
like you're
Lakers
acquiring the
acquisition.
player.
Lakers picking him
Well,
up.
how
Okay.
about Kobe in the draft? I mean,
Well,
the way
that
Kobe
has to
huge
be
right there.
number 1, probably,
Yeah.
if I had to guess. Yes. So it's so if anything, Luka replaced the Pau Gasol trade.
Yeah.
Now in top 5 editions, like.
But
he's
even the
knocked Pau
Kobe
Gasol
one,
out.
you didn't know what Kobe was because that took a couple
No,
years to figure it out.
Right, 100%. But now we
Right.
know in retrospect
Right.
Yeah, of
that
course.
might have been arguably the biggest acquisition in the franchise.
Yeah, it was 1996. The only thing you knew about Kobe really was that he went to the prom with Brandy, and it was like, wait a minute, kid's leaving high school.
Right.
Okay, Kevin Garnett did it, but is this kid? He's not a center. Is he really going to be good?
But
You didn't know
Jerry
much about him.
West, not that Jerry West knew that he would be what he became, but Jerry West definitely made the move because he had a vision that
Best
the average
workout
fan,
he'd ever seen, he said.
Yeah.
Right, the average fan just didn't know about.
Right. So yeah, I would say it's now this trade is in the top 5 in Laker lore.
Absolutely.
In Laker acquisitions.
Absolutely.
All right, Beto, I have one more question for you
See.
before the Clippers game tonight. But let me tell people about Books because we're running out of time here real quick because we're done at 5:30. All right, the age-old question. What do you get your significant other for Valentine's Day? Well, don't stress. I got the answer. Send foolproof flowers from the Books Company and wow your Valentine's Day. Plus, we'll get you 25% off your entire purchase. That's Books.com, BOUQS.com. Books makes it simple. Choose the Quickie Book. With the click of a button, you can get their best-selling bouquet right in time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie they'll brag about for weeks. Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go for their flowers subscription, too. And it's the #1 life hack because you'll be the hero every month and just keep getting flowers and more flowers and more flowers. You really can't go wrong. Books aren't just any flowers, though. They're flowers cut fresh from where they grow the best, some even on the side of a volcano. So they'll be blown away by how stunning they are and how long they last. Cappy just threw out one that they just threw out some recently that he got for Rachel, and they got those on Christmas.
Christmas Eve.
So it lasted over a month.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, there you go. So there you have it. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. So don't fumble the flowers. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books, promo code ESPN. All right, Beto. So tonight against the hated Clippers.
Oh, hated Clippers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Like, they hate each other. They don't like each other. Like, the fans don't like each other for sure.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
If the Lakers lose this game, like they lost already one to the Clippers, this is how this conversation will go. Whoa, they lost to the Clippers again. Well, it doesn't matter. We've got 17 championships.
batters.
Right. Even though they've lost like almost 40 of the last 45 or 46.
You're always the little brothers.
Right. And I get it. I'm not saying that isn't a valid argument, but nonetheless, to me, the Clippers, and I know nobody wants to talk about them, but
they're good.
They're, all things considered, people thought, I'll call you out right. I'm going to call you out right now, Mike Trudell. You thought they'd be a lottery team.
Did he really?
This year?
Wait a minute. Mike Trudell, Mr. Fancy Basketball, Mr. I know everything. I'm in the league?
Listen, Mike Trudell is a basketball savant, but when it comes to the Clippers, he lets his venom get in the way.
Do better, Trudell. Do better.
Oh, come on, man. Guy works
I said,
for the Lakers. He's a team guy.
Ty Lue is too good a coach for them to be a lottery team. And look what they've done. And even all their low-level acquisitions that people were kind of shrug their shoulders at, all those guys are playing well. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. So the Lakers got their hands full tonight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi playing tonight?
Yeah, he's been playing.
Yeah.
I'm just checking in because I'll tell you right now, if I were a betting man, anybody know the line in tonight's game?
He's only played in a couple of fourth quarters, though. He hasn't played
8.5,
a lot of the
Cappy.
fourth quarters.
8.5?
Yep.
What would you guys take tonight? I mean, because this is one of those
8.5
games
what?
where
The odds.
Yeah.
Clippers favorite.
Clippers are 8.5-point favorites.
Yep.
What do you guys think? What would you do tonight?
George shouldn't answer that.
Okay, George, don't answer it. Beto, how would you and I play it?
Betting man, your money. I'm going Clippers.
Yeah,
because there's no big in there.
I know. In a weird way, I would think that tonight, as the Lakers
Zubats
are in this transition,
huge.
Yeah.
That tonight I would probably take the Clippers to maybe cover that.
Cappy, I got a word for you. Kraj. Cappy Kraj. It means Cappy King in Serbian.
It means what in Serbian?
King. You're the Kraj.
Oh, the Kraj.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
See, George?
Slovenian. Kralj.
Good word to know, George.
Kraj.
There you go. Kralj. Yeah. Luca, is LeBron the Kralj? All right, so we're done here. Great job, Cappy. Enjoy New Orleans. I'll talk to you tomorrow from OKC. Great job, Lindsay, DeAndre. Beto, excellent work as always. Beto's coming up next with the Lakers pregame. Lakers-Clippers coming up in just a moment.
Hey, it's Cap. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.